Hi, so today I have a lot of cream and liquid blushes to try. Some of these are relatively new and some of these are like launched a long time ago, like this STILA blush, like years ago. I believe Lisa Eldridge are always reviewing this formula, so I just got it. I will apply them actually on my cheek and also swatch on my arm. I will either apply them with a brush or with my fingertip. So let's just use the one that I am most excited about. LYS Cream Blush in the shade Kindness. It looks quite much pinkier for some reason on the camera, but it's a true peachy kind of color, and I feel like I don't have anything like this. Very smooth, kind of silicone-y a little bit, and it is a matte formula. So for this formula, because it's more of a matte, I want to just try it with a brush. And I have a tinted moisturizer on my face and nothing else, no powder, no nothing. Oh, it's more vibrant than I thought, but it's a very pretty color and it's blending very nice. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of not like mattifying my foundation, but it definitely has a little bit less shine on this side than this side. So I want to say it's like a true matte finish, but it's not like super mattifying or anything. It's just if you have a very glowy foundation, this might tone down the shine a little bit. And the color is super nice, a peachy nude color like it is in the pan, and it's just the right brightness for me. I really like this one, and I feel like this is not a too expensive product, if I'm not wrong. Maybe layer just a little bit more. It's not lifting my foundation underneath, which is nice. And this is the Convertible color Dual Lip and Cheek Cream. Soft, nude, rosy kind of color. It's much pinkier than the color we used previously. It's much more like a emollient formula than the last one, of course, because the last one is a matte finish. So let's try. Oh, this is more pigmented than I thought, and it's much more like pinkier than I thought, right? It doesn't look like the rosy, pinky rosy color. It looks like a fresh pink color. And this formula is quite a sticky formula. This one is like, it's not sticky at all, it's set because the matte finish. And this one is quite glowy, but it's quite sticky as well. It's not a big issue for me, but in case you hate a very sticky cheek product, this is quite sticky. It blends very nicely, so I do really like it. If this is a more peachier or more nudie kind of shade, I might love it more, but this pink shade is also very nice. So the next, this is also a formula I'm pretty excited about, is the Armani New Nude Melting Color Balm Cheeks and Eyes. The formula is actually quite unique. It's more of like a cream to powder sort of thing, and you can see, even though I'm rubbing it, you can see the mark. It's like almost not like super oily, but it's more of like a oil kind of feeling when it melts on your finger, and it's very smooth feeling. The color is looking a little warmer than it is in the pan. And let's just apply this on my face. And the color is 60. Same brush. And this is, I don't want to say this is a sheer formula because it's actually quite pigmented, but by picking up with the brush it just won't pick up that much, so it's like shearing out pretty nicely. And this color is pretty nice. It's like sheared out burgundy kind of color. It's a very nice fall kind of blush color. Because of this formula, you just can't pick up too much product with your brush. I feel like a very dark color will just works very nicely with this formula. You can like shear those color out very beautifully. Like this one, I layered 3 layers on my cheek, and this is how I get. There isn't any very patchy part on my face, and you can see how dark the color is. I think for this formula, like purchasing a very bright or kind of scary kind of color is the way to go. I really like this. I might pick up the other like very bright color, but it's out of stock. This cheek, I also want to use another Armani blush. This is the A blush in the shade 53, 53, yeah. And this is like more of a liquid lipstick kind of packaging. Oh, this one is much more sheer and bright. I want to say this color might not be my favorite kind of color because this color is kind of the same color as my natural flush. So I just feel like literally no makeup, barefaced kind of like natural flush, which I don't really like. My natural color is very pink and berry kind of shade. It's just the shade of my veins on my cheek. So this is kind of mimicking that for me. So I don't think this is my favorite color so far. But the formula is very nice. A very sheer formula that's very easy to blend, and it's not too sticky. It's like quite a liquidy formula, and I don't know, you can tell it sets a little bit. It was much more liquidy when I first swatched it, and now it's pretty much set. And it's one thing I don't like about the applicator. It picks up too small of an amount of product because it's very sheer. So it might cost me like 3 to 4 dip to do both of my cheek. So yeah, I think the formula is very nice. Just have to choose a color that I like better. It's not like this color is bad, it's just not my preferred color. On to the next, the SUQQU Shimmer Liquid Blush in the shade 3. It's quite a bright orange color. It's actually like in between of a cream and a liquid. It's not super runny, but it's not a full-on thick cream kind of thing. It's like I said, it's in between. It's like a serum. It's a thicker serum kind of formula. Bright orange color mixed with a little bit pink kind of thing. Oh, it's pretty sheer. It's not like a super pigmented formula at all. Maybe it's better to apply with my finger because I feel like the blush is shearing out the color too much. And you can see, even though I apply with my finger, it's not a super pigmented formula. So even though this is such an intense color on my skin swatched, but on the cheeks it's pretty much a natural flush kind of thing. And this is more for people like very natural, kind of like a little flush kind of thing. And that's very SUQQU because their eyeshadows and other products are all like that. So I'm not surprised. That's actually very on brand with SUQQU. So, and I actually really like this one. I don't think I will pick up more, but I really enjoy this. The color is pretty nice. And like I said, it blends very seamlessly. There's not a patchy area at all. It's not sticky at all. It's pretty much like feels the same as this side. So yeah, I really like this one as well. PERRICONE MD No Makeup Blush. And I believe there's only one shade, so there isn't a shade name to this. Lip gloss kind of doe foot applicator. And it's kind of brighter than I thought for a no blush kind of thing. I might just apply this with my finger. Actually, it's quite similar color to the SUQQU one I just put. And this one also blends very nicely with finger. It's quite a natural flush kind of shade. I think this would be quite a nice shade for the summer. It's very similar to this SUQQU one, but I feel like it's just less pinkier. This one has a little tiny bit more pink tone to it, and this one is like more of a bronze kind of shade, which yeah, from the swatch you can see this has a little bit more brown undertone, but they are pretty similar. Like this one quite a bit as well. I just want to build it a little bit more to see. It's not very sticky as well. These two formulas are pretty similar. The PERRICONE MD one is surprisingly more pigmented than the SUQQU one. So yeah, this is just a very similar formula but more pigmented. I removed my foundation too many times. My cheeks feel like it's just gonna come off. The Rare Beauty in the shade Joy. I think this color is the color every beauty guru has recommended, and it's super intense. And I think I definitely have to use a brush for this. Just taking a little bit from this swatch and on my face. I can't even feel my cheeks. Oh, that's very natural. That's a pretty nice shade, but I have to say this shade is like more of a summer kind of shade. It's blending out, it has a little bit more pinky kind of color than it is like swatched, but it's really nice. It's quite how to say, a fresh color on your cheek, so it's definitely not something you would pair with this very smoky eye, but yeah, like I said, it would be looking very nice in the summer. I feel like all the colors I have got are pretty similar. Next would be this Cosmetics serum blush in the shade Venetian Rose. This is the color everybody is recommending, and it's thicker than I thought. I thought it would be a quite liquidy formula. It is a liquid, but it's quite thicker. You can see it's not super runny. Oh, such a smooth moisturizing kind of liquid formula. So this color is a bit like this Armani color, it's very close to the cheek color that I naturally have. So, but this one is like a little bit warmer than the Armani one, so it's not quite the exact flush color I have naturally, so I feel better about this than the Armani one. But I still wish I would just choose another shade. I much prefer either much more cool toned pink or a nude color, or just something like this, like very bright orange shade. So maybe this color is just not the color for me, but the formula is pretty nice. It blends very nicely. It's not too tacky, and the formula feels very nice, like a very rich serum kind of formula. So the last two, finally, I really can feel my cheeks at this point. So it's a trio, actually. It's a mini trio from NUDESTIX. So it has one of their like highlights is in the shade Hey Honey, and it has one of bronzer and one of their blushes. But this bronzer is pretty much a shade of a blush. Like, I can swatch it for you. It's pretty much a blush shade. So I think I'm just gonna use this like a blush. And this is the shade Sunkissed. And another shade, I think this shade is pretty popular. It's in the shade Sweet Peach Peony. This is the shade that a lot of beauty guru is talking about. This is much lighter than I imagined. Sunkissed color first. Oh, maybe this is too much. Like you can see, this is definitely a blush color. This is a very similar effect this Rare Beauty one gave me for some reason. And this is very pretty. I really like this shade. Like, it's really a sun-kissed kind of shade. Such a nice shade. I really like this one. And even though it's a matte formula, it doesn't really like look that matte on the cheek. It's a satin kind of finish. Maybe that's also because I have a very glowy foundation underneath. And the Sweet Peach Peony. Oh, this is much more pigmented than I would imagine from this. Like, very pretty. But this one feels a lot more sticky. Like, it's like sticking my brush hair to my face kind of thing. And the color is like somewhere between a pink and a peachy shade. And it's like super glowy, like compared to this side. I really love this both of formula. Maybe this one is just a little bit more sticky, but still it blends so pretty, and this very glowy finish, very nice. And I really loved this too. I loved most of blushes I have picked up. Maybe the only one that I am not sure about is this Armani one. It's not because of the formula, it's just because of the color. It's not the color for me. And this one is also because of the color. But I feel like most of the blushes I really love from today. Like, this color is just blending so nicely on your skin, and it gives you such a nice satin finish, and it's such a pretty color that I really love on me. And this Armani is just such a unique formula that I haven't seen any brand came out. It's like a oily balm in the best way possible. it's not like a super rich oily oil. It's pretty much like a very firmly pressed oily balm that it will only melt a little bit on the surface when you rub your finger on it. So you can, even though this is a very scary color, your brush won't pick up too much product from this one. So it will always pick up enough to build on your skin and blend out. I'm really wanting to purchase more color from this line, but most of them are out of stock, and I totally understand because these are amazing. And also this little Sunkissed color is such a pretty color. It really is. It's really Sunkissed, but I just don't think this is a bronzer color. I really love to use this one as a blush, and I think if I would ever finish this little one, which contains 1.8 grams of product, not very small amount of product for a cream blush, I think if I would ever finish this one, I might consider to buy a full-sized. It's so pretty, so easy to blend, and the color is working so nicely on my light, medium, warm olive skin tone. Yeah, that's my thoughts on today's products. I loved most of them. Thank you for watching. Bye.